I also think a lot about the fact that when you're talking about multiple generations and doing things and what is family engagement, you're talking about everybody being involved. So museums have been challenged from day one to think about the fact that who's coming in your doors. You don't know that much about them, but you think about multiple learning styles and all these different things. Now we're going even further with that, and we're saying, how do we build experiences that can really, where everybody has a role to play and everybody is engaged. I think it's very challenging. It's pretty exciting. You're doing a lot here at the museum, but you've done a great deal too. Have you seen that kind of change, or how do you address it?
Well, absolutely. I mean, for us, when we think about what family engagement looks like, we've had to really define for ourselves what are our family experience goals and what do we want those to look like for us. And these may apply across institutions, but thinking about how do we support engagement with the real thing is a real goal for us around what family engagement wants to look like. A new thing we've had to grapple with is really supporting the needs and desires of the parent. And that's really this movement out of family engagement isn't kid engagement, it's family engagement, and families have parents. And so really thinking about how we want to support the needs of a parent, I think, is really an important next step for all of us involved in this work.
We talked about family learning, we've talked about family engagement. You know, are the two the same? And I've been wrestling with that, and I really think that there is a spectrum of involvement, engagement, of ways in which parents and children may work together. And if I use family in that form, every family has its own learning style. And so there are families where the parents are really wanting to get the kids talking, and we look at how those parents engage with their children and try to get them to observe and to look at things. But a lot of parents don't know how to do that. I mean, they may know how to at home, but there's a little bit of intimidation in a museum. And so the ways in which museums give them tools to use, simply to have great conversation, great opportunities for observation, that's really important. But then it goes all the way to that program where they're all around the same table and wanting to get the parents to do the project too, not for the kids, but that everybody has a role to play. So that is kind of a broad spectrum of ways in which we want to encourage this kind of really interacting together. The outcomes then are interesting because you talk about goals for what do you want to see happen. And there are a lot of learning outcomes that are kind of, you know, what they learn from the subject matter. But if it's effective, they're learning a lot about each other too. And I think that's an important part of when we plan, thinking about how we support that kind of family learning style.